Hi everyone, it's A Ticket to Christ. Thank you for tuning back in. We are talking about the surrendered life. We're looking at a little picture of it, I think, in Jeremiah 17, verses 7 to 8. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. Amen. So what is jumping out at you? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? For me, the first verse, I think it would be good to break it down a bit. Blessed. Blessed means happy, right? I think more than happy, I think it means full. There's a fullness, a wholeness to that word that I get. And it says blessed or whole or full or happy is the man that trusteth in the Lord. And so that is I think the key question to ask. Who do you trust in? Do you trust in the Lord? Right? And many people will go, yes, I do trust in the Lord. But when you break it down to the details, there's a lot of doubt. Well, a lot of people will put more faith and trust in doctors or their lawyers or even their jobs or their own abilities than in the Lord, because you can't see God. God is spirit. He's a spirit, right? And so to develop that trust in God is key, to be surrendered. And how do you do that? Right? God has to become your hope. He's got to become the center of your life. And that you do through prayer and reading the word and by planting yourself, right? Allowing yourself, well, God is the one who pulls you into him, into a relationship with him, but not jumping out, right? Not allowing yourself to be distracted and not allowing yourself to reach for other things. Be like this tree. So here's the illustration: a tree planted by water. So think of a river and a giant tree planted right by the bank, right? That tree, it's saying the roots are going to go really deep. And a lot of times, from what I heard about these types of trees, you can't even see how far these roots grow, but they grow far, long and far and deep and intertwined, and sometimes miles and miles away, intermingled with other trees, right? So there's this kind of like a whole system of strength in the root system of that tree. And so that is what it's like to be surrendered. That your root system is anchored in the Lord. And so your strength comes from him because you're getting nourished from the Lord, like water. You're like that tree getting nourished by that river. And it's saying this is when you're like that, when you're surrendered, right? You're not going to see when heat comes, right? That tree won't, because it's of where that tree is planted, where that tree is rooted. And so your perspective changes. What you value will change. What you look for and long for will be different when you're planted in the Lord. And you'll be fruitful year after year. Doesn't matter if there's a drought, because of where you're planted and because your root runs so deep, right? This is a tree I see here in this picture that is always watered. I also noticed that the tree is rooted and planted. It's not moving anywhere. It's just still and trusting. And so I think these two scriptures are good scriptures to meditate on and to think through just about what type of attitude, and maybe getting an example of what it could look like spiritually for you to be surrendered in your attitude to God. And I think setting yourself up in this way, making up your mind, you know what, I'm just going to be rooted and anchored in the Lord. It's going to, help go a long way in surrendering the little things and the details and other things that we're going to talk about in the next 6 days. So, beloved, that is it from me. I hope you're doing well. Take care.